the one and only, the dawn of DJ
Yo,
itself.
Joey cracked the dawn.
Yo, Big Sean, what's up, baby?
What's up, bro? What's the deal?
Well, congratulations on the new album.
Figure this out.
Yeah, you got it right there.
Yeah, there you
Detroit
go.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that glow. Shout out my sister Natina. So that new album, we'll get to it, but I was doing some snooping around, man, and I know you got your start at Capitol Park Studio, and the street legend, the street Lord Warren is home.
Yeah.
And
you was doing your research.
I was doing the research, though.
Yeah.
I know about that 05 Black Impala. So I don't know why. I interview everybody. Everybody, Sean, but for some reason I said,
this
gonna
Joker
go
right here.
into Detroit. Like I want to know about Big Sean.
Yeah.
And shout out damn Amber Rose. Hey mama, how you doing, baby?
Okay, what up, dog?
Oh, that's a friend of the show, Amber Rose.
Of course.
She coming back soon. But listen, yo.
Yeah.
Tell me about Street Lord Warren and Capitol Recording Studio. How was it back then?
Street Lord Warren, gave me the opportunity to record at his studios. Obviously, he was one of the 4 founders, though I feel like the Detroit sound, that you hear a lot in music, a lot when I was growing up. It was like he was one of the 4 fathers, and in the streets, obviously, he was respected on a whole nother level. You got to understand, these were superstars, had, millions of dollars of cash on them. You feel me? Like giving people jobs, giving people opportunities, like real, you know what I'm talking about? Really, really making it happen in the city. So for him, when he embraced me and let me, this was around the time when I was recording my second mixtape ever. So I didn't really have a strong fan base. I mean, despite the mixtapes that I was selling in high school, because I've been recording music since I was 11 years old. You feel me? So I've been working my way up. And after I signed a deal with Ye, I graduated high school with a 3.7 GPA, right? And I was going to go to college. I had a full ride off academics, and I didn't go because I decided to focus on music, right? So in those really, I didn't get on the XXL freshman cover till 2010. So in 2006, when I graduated, it was 4 years where I was heavy on the grind. And in those 4 years, Street Lord Warren really helped me and gave me a foundation and support system to get my music done, recorded, hooked me up with the right engineers that he had, and just helped me. You know what I mean?
Home, and it seems like Detroit being good to the legends. Terry Flannery home, BMF, infamous BMF. Detroit made some people come home, huh?
I know, and the BMF, they getting that show too, so this is a beautiful time just for them. You know what I mean? In general, and for the city of Detroit, man, it's a crazy moment. So many people coming out of Detroit too, from from obviously a lot of legends, from Jay Dilla to Slum Village, Elzai, and all that, to M to Royce. But now you got the new people that's really solidifying the city too. You got 42 Doug, you got Sada Baby, you got Cash Kid, T Grizzly, you got Cash Doll. You know what I'm saying? You got people that's really championing Detroit and carrying it on their shoulders too. So it's beautiful to see.
Yeah, man. It's always I've been around. I'm not gonna lie to you. Shout out to my brother Kenny Burns, Free Ray, Ricky Ross on the check-in.
Yeah. Kenny Burns, my brother.
Every time I go to Detroit, I see violence. I'm really not gonna lie. I'll tell you a crazy story, right?
Oh, and payroll too, but yeah, yep.
What happened?
No. I was saying payroll. Somebody was like, and payroll. I was like, I got shut up.
I mean, everybody, if we miss somebody, we love you. We don't mean to miss you. You know what I'm saying? We trying to shout out and give everybody love. I remember one time I went to Detroit, and I I was performing halftime at a Pistons game. So the driver's job, we starving, bro. It was one of them days that the plane is delayed, everything. So I tell the driver, I said, driver, could we stop at a McDonald's? Any McDonald's you see? So we driving and we pass the McDonald's. So I'm like, maybe he ain't see the McDonald's. He keep driving. He passed that McDonald's. I see another McDonald's. He passed another McDonald's. He keep going. He passed another McDonald's. I'm like, yo, my man, like, what's up? That's the third McDonald's. He said, you want to go to Murder Mac? They kill motherfuckers in all those McDonald's right there.
Oh, you went to the Murder Mac?
You to the suburb.
You went to the Murder Mac?
I mean, I'm telling you what the driver, I didn't even know. He was telling me, yo, they kill these dudes out there. Like,
yeah.
I seen, it's hard. It's hard to stay safe in Detroit. That's why I've always admired, guys like you or Royce or Eminem. Eminem, think about Eminem, right? Eminem could be in Malibu, sliding off the rocks into a pool, right? But he stays in Detroit. What is it about you Detroit guys with your loyalty to your city that y'all love it so much?
Man, it's like, it's a city, bro. You got to understand, it's a city that everybody proud of, everybody wearing, everybody champion from there, because it's a city where we didn't have that all the time. It's a city where we've gone through the highest and we've gone through the lowest. We're a city that went bankrupt. It's a city that a lot of people turned our backs on and left us, right? So it's like, it made us who we are. That's why one time I told somebody that Detroit it's not just a city, it's a mentality. And it's like, well, why is that? It's like, because we got it by any means necessary, like Malcolm X, Detroit Red. You know what I mean? It's really in our DNA, just like a lot of other places too. But Detroit, to not only boss up, but to do it in a way where you take care of your people, and to do it in a way where it's the right way, out of respect. It's nothing backhanded. It ain't nothing behind the back. It's because it's either pure talent or we straight up earned it. And we face the adversity with a smile on our face, because we know how to make it happen, and we got each other back. So that's why I call the album Detroit. That's why I call the mixtape Detroit. That's why I call the album Detroit, because it's bigger than just my city of Detroit. It's a mentality I really wanted to share. You feel me?
What's crazy is shout out to Young Jeezy. I think of Detroit too, when Young Jeezy, y'all got like a different kind of love for Jeezy up in Detroit.
Nah, hey, how you know this, bro? How do you know this?
Bro, man, I'm Joe Crack, man. I've been in the game 20-something years, bro. I done seen everything you can think of. Like, I know. Like, don't play with me, man. I know about Sweetwaters. Sweetwaters to y'all mean hot wings and seasoned fries. Sweetwaters to me was 2 for $5 cracks with the clear top. Sweetwaters, like, it's we got different sweet. I know about sweet. Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that, man. I know about Detroit, man.
Yeah. So
I know about Detroit.
People love Jeezy and the D, like he from there. So that's just I thought only people from Detroit knew that though, but no, he's a special, his ties with BMF, I think was started it. But then after that, the time he spent in Detroit, people were able to relate to his music so heavily. It was like a soundtrack to the city for a while, So Jeezy is like a Detroit legend as well.
Man, I went to Detroit one time and the mayor got locked up. I see shit in Detroit I never seen in my life. The mayor got locked up. There was a judge who was banging out the stenographer. He put her man in jail for weed for like 20 years. Like, it's so much corrupt shit going on there. I turned on the news. I couldn't believe I was in the United States of America in Detroit.
Yeah.
Like, Detroit, some shit be happening in Detroit for real.
Bro, our mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick, that's what I'm saying. Like, it got crazy. What's crazy, I'm going to just tell you how close it was to me. My stepsister used to work for Kwame, and she didn't say nothing. She a G for sure, but she was like, I had to quit. She had to quit her job, which was a great job. But she was like, because it was just too, she was like, it was just too turnt. Like, it was strippers popping up dead in the Manugian mansion where the mayor lived. It was a lot of craziness going on. So I don't even know the details, but that is definitely something that I would love to
Let's
be
go. Let's
interested
go to the music. Let's go to the lighter side of things,
in.
man.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to so anytime I think about you, I look into you, I say you was determined to get down with Kanye West. You was determined to get down with Yeezy. You had Eminem there. You had Proof, rest in peace. You had Royce. Like, what made you? What was it about Yeezy that you was like, yo, I gotta get down with Ye? What was it?
I mean, it was him who discovered me. Really, it was like at the time I was doing this show, the Friday Night Cypher, which that's why I called the song on the album Friday Night Cyphers, because I used to do a show when I was 16. Every Friday I would go there after school and participate where like you had to battle rap to win, but then after you battle rap, you got a chance to rap on air on radio. So every week. So I was writing a new verse every single week, right? And what that did was it just trained me to like keep writing, keep active, and like gave me like something to just look forward to every Friday. So Ye was there promoting late registration at the time, and this was going into my senior year of high school that summer though. So it wasn't during the school year, it was that summer. And I remember I was a telemarketer. I was cashing my, $130 check. And my homie called me like, Ye down at the station, he promoting his album, dog. If he heard you, man, he'll sign you, bro. I swear to God, like the shit sounded so crazy. I was like, man, fuck it. I might as well try and get down there. So that's what I did. I got down there, and since I had relationships at the station, they let me right in. I had lied and said I left my phone there the night before because I was just there the night before, and they let me in the back. One of the DJs back there was like, yo, Kanye right down the hall, man, you should go holler at him. And I had already had my CDs that I had been pressed up and selling around school, so I already had a CD to give him. I was like ready. So I got a chance to rap for him as he was walking out the station, and he was like, man, I'm running late. You got to rap while we walking, like, but even though at the time, and still is, was my favorite rapper. And, it was just an amazing moment. It was like I was so nervous, but I had been rapping under pressure every Friday on that show. So I knew how to perform being nervous, right? So he stopped in the middle of the exit and was just like hearing me out. And bro, I had so many verses because I've been writing a new verse every week that I was rapping for like 10 minutes straight. He took the CD. He was like, you got any music? And I had my CD. And then that was the initial like meeting of it. It took 2 years after that though. It took 2 years after that, and there was a lot of ups and downs that I went through, a lot of depression, a lot of like me having to rely on my faith. But that was the initial meeting point. And it just goes to show that like when you live in your purpose, when you live in just out of like, I was just doing that show just because that was what I love to do. And it was crazy how all of that led up to that moment. You know what I mean? And it might have not worked out like that if I hadn't been doing it like that.
That's pretty crazy. It's pretty an amazing story because it just don't happen like that. And there's always, people's stories are different. So even you got signed, which sounded like a miracle by Kanye West, who's my favorite rapper as well. But you had to sit for 4 years before your shit came out.
Yeah.
Some people they're very, very talented and they blow up overnight, and some people it takes a while. I watch Rick Ross out here performing and trying to get on and trying to blow up for 10 years.
Damn.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah. And you're gonna get you're gonna get your lucky shot if your heart is in the right place and you're doing it for the right reasons. Luck is when that preparation meets opportunity. So yeah, those 4 years of me graduating high school and then finally getting signed in 2000 and the end of 2007 to Good Music, and then 2008 to Def Jam. My album didn't come out to 2011. So in that time, I graduated high school with a 3.7 GPA.
But let me ask you something, Sean. How do you pay your bills this time? Because Because I know they give you an advance, but that shit definitely ran out, right?
Yeah, I mean, the deal. Look, I wasn't an artist who like had a popping like a single going or nothing like that. He just signed me straight off of just he heard me rap and I had nothing going. So yeah, you know, my first advance was, bro, I don't even want to say the number, but it was something where it wasn't a
Well,
lot
yo,
at
Sean,
all.
you know they call me Joper Winfrey. We got something called a Joper moment. If you say what the advance was, that's what we call a joke. We like to hear shit we never heard before. What was the advance? 50,000? What was it?
No, my first advance was $15,000, bro.
Oh
So
God,
so
that ain't last 4 years.
no, so and at the time where I had to everybody around me was like, oh, he signed to Kanye, right? So you gotta imagine all my friends was in school, everybody I knew was in school, and they would always hit me like, man, what's going on? Like, what you doing? Like, bro, I'm still in the same crib that I grew up in. You feel me? I'm still at my mama's house. It's like I'm trying to stack my bread, you feel me? And you know, it was a moment where it was like I didn't know if this was gonna work out. Now, peep, I came from a family where my grandma was one of the first female black captains in World War II. My granddad was in World War II. Education was a way to a better life for them. My grandma was a teacher. My granddad was a teacher. My mom was a teacher. They all had master's degrees. So when I didn't go to school, when I turned down my academic scholarship, it was a big deal to my family. And my mom was really the one who supported me. And the rest of my family, they still supported me, but they didn't agree with me, though. You know, my grandma, it was tough for her to accept that, like, how my grandson that I've been saving up for him to go to college is not going to college. So, yeah, I had a record deal and was spending the money that she saved up for me for college on studio sessions, bro. But that's how much I believed in it. And that's how much, you know, and lo and behold, to fast forward, I ended up buying my mom and my grandma a house. You know, I ended up moving them out of where we was from and into a gated community. And, you know, it's a beautiful story how it ended up. But yeah, it started with a lot of, it tested my faith, bro, those years. I had to link with people who, you know, I had to form a relationship with musically and start putting out mixtapes and build my fan base. I was doing shows for $250, $500, $1,000, and it grew from there. You know, and then when I put out Finally Famous Volume 3, before I put my album out, that was the mixtape that, you know, really helped me solidify my core fan base, I feel like. And, you know, I started working with No ID. I started taking trips, and that's when I got my first apartment. But that wasn't until 2010. You know, and my album dropped in 2011. So,
Man, I got a better story for you. I
okay.
put out a record that went #1 in the country, and I was still only getting $500 a show. So my first single, Flow Joe, #1, and I was getting $500 a show. So I was going from like Connecticut to New Jersey to the Bronx like the same night, trying to hustle 1,000, 1,500. So it could look like you lit, like you on, but the money ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And so you gotta understand the process is different for everybody, you know, and that's a journey that God chose for you.
For everybody, bro.
For everybody. Everybody's DNA, everybody's process in life is different. And that was the process for you.
Yeah.
You know, Kanye West, my favorite rapper too.
Okay.
Yeah, my favorite rapper too. And I love Kanye West. And
he gave me an opportunity that changed my life, bro. That's why no matter what, it's just like a lot of people get mad at things like, oh yeah, but he ain't give me a fair this or this right amount of money here and this and that. But one of the things that he gave me, bro, over anything was an opportunity, and that's something that money can't buy always. You know what I mean?
And continue to give you opportunity. And that's what happened with Khaled. Got this thing where he says no business deal is a bad deal. He says as long as it's getting us to the victory, to where we gotta go, he looks at it as a blessing. And I look at it the same way. I look at it like, yo, as long as we learn from everything and we go on, and then the value that Kanye also brings to you, because you're amazing, you're talented. But if you think about good music, like it's Pusha, it's 2 Chainz, it's Yeezy, it's you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ain't nobody fucking with that right there. Like, you know, Lamborghini Mercy. Like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ, what was that like? Was y'all in the session together, or everybody did their verse separately? Like, what was that song like?
That song was like, I remember that at Kanye and Hov had a show in Detroit, and I came to the show because I was in the city, obviously. And backstage, Kanye had this beat, and he just threw the beat on, and it was the Mercy beat. And I just started, he was like, man, we've been trying to come up with, like, you know, we've been trying to vibe out on this one. And I just heard it. I didn't even let the beat play once. I just heard it and started rapping to it. So, like, soon as the beat came on, like, soon as it dropped, I started just freestyling to it. And I freestyled 95% of my verse, like, literally spit that shit, just, like, having fun. And he was like, that's it. That's it. And I was like, you know, and I said, swerve. And, like, that was just something that me and my dogs were saying, just, I don't know, we just came up with it. And I said that, and he was like, no, that's it. And then I didn't even record it then. Somebody else was like recorded it somehow though. Maybe a mic was on, and because I remember I linked back up with him in London, and that's where everybody was out recording. We was all recording a good music album out in London, and we brought that beat back up, and he was like, you got to do it. I was writing a whole nother verse to it. He was like, no, the verse you did in Detroit, that's where it's at. You know, that's the skill set. That's where we got to start at. So I was like, okay. So I redid the verse, and then in London, that's where we also came up with Click. I just was freestyling that too. It was a special moment. We were right next to Buckingham Palace when we came up with like a lot of those songs, and it was actually
that video.
Yeah.
That Mercy video, man, it reminded me so much of like an old school, like maybe you know him or you don't, but like a Grandmaster Flash and the Furious, when they was doing like, it's like a jungle sometime, they used to have these outfits on, and y'all in the parking lot, y'all posing in different things. Yo, that shit was crazy, bro.
Man,
I'm telling you right now, that shit was crazy.
Here's the crazy thing, though.
I lost my mind, bro. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy.
Yo, here's the crazy thing is, I was in Australia, and I got the call. I was doing a show in Australia, my first time in Australia, and I got the call as soon as I land that like, yo, Ye want to shoot the Mercy video. It's time to do it right now. And so I did the show. I flew 18 hours to Australia, and I was like, where they at? They said Qatar. So Qatar was another 16 hours. You know, this by like Abu Dhabi and all of that.
The other way, I know where Qatar's at. So they went all the way to Qatar to shoot in the parking lot.
So look, we get there. I'm like, okay, we shooting a Mercy video in Qatar. It's all these other things going on. We recording there, and then he like, man, let's shoot the Mercy video, and it's in a parking garage. It's in a parking.
What the fuck, man?
So I'm like, we could have shot this shit
in the parking lot.
Yeah, we could have did this in Chicago. We could have did this in LA, New York, right? But we did it in Qatar, so that's just but it worked out perfectly, right? So that's just a story about it. Like it was shot in Qatar.
Let me tell you something. I'll tell you quick. Ye's my favorite. He's a genius. I did the song with him, Pride and Joy. Your song, your story sounds a lot better and nicer than mine. First of all, when I went in the session with him, he thought I ain't even rap. So when I pull out my pen and the paper, he looking at me like you write rhymes? Like I thought you was like the Don Cartagena. They just giving you the music like you're a Don. I said, are you crazy, man? I've been rapping for 20 years. Are you? Yeah, that's number one. Number two is I spit my verse. The man made me spit my verse, no lie, 100 times might be too it's not even enough. It
Of
had to be
course.
150 times. And then he kept saying, because I said something like a cul-de-sac. He was like, no, cul-de-sac, cul-de-sac, colder. Yo, Sean, my guys wanted to kill Kanye West because they look at me like I'm the Don. They could not believe this man made me do this verse 1,000 times. And I was like, yo, he's
that's that
genius,
level of
it's Kanye
perfection.
West. Y'all don't understand. They about to curse him out. Like, yo, you crazy? Like, what's up? I'm like, chill, B, chill. And so we did that, and then we shot the video, right? So I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Who shot it? Hype Williams shot the video, and so Kanye, you know, he ain't charged me for the record. He ain't charged me for the video. He just
Real
wanted
one, yeah.
some wardrobe, right? And I can't argue with that.
Right.
So we get him the wardrobe, no problem, right? Yo, my man, I'm waiting for Kanye to come. I passed the little wardrobe section. There was a white tank top. It looked like French lettuce with $7,000. A tank top t-shirt. I was like,
Wow.
motherfucker, like, who paid $7,000 for a t-shirt? Like, yo, I was like, yo, I paid for that. Like,
yeah, no, he about that. He about that life. You already know that.
Yo, Sean, I was like, yo, I paid for that. They was like, yeah, that's the wardrobe. I said $7,000 tank top. He was like, yo.
That's crazy, man. I know. I've been there, bro. Trust me, I've been there. I already know. I ain't surprised.
Nah, but
Trust
I love him, man. I love the fact that I had a chance to work with him. And, you know, he's somebody I respect on another level, man. And you guys, man, what y'all done together, y'all made history. The legacy is crazy. So this is Detroit too.
Yeah.
I've been getting on my bike. So I got a bike.
I know you got that bike. I know what's going on.
I got that bike. And
I see you. I see you.
Sean.
You know I'm not blind. I see you.
Yo, Sean, I throw on that big Sean, that Detroit too. And that motherfucker take off.
Right from the beginning.
What's crazy is, I don't think, you see, because you're different from most artists, Sean, because you know, it's never no real scandals with you. You're not doing the most. You know, you chilling, but your respect level is at such a level as an artist that you got Thugger on the joint, you got Dave Chappelle on the joint, you got Ty on the joint, you got Travis Scott on the joint.
Janae,
You know, for a guy like you that ain't trying to fit in, trying to be, you know, chasing the trend or hanging out, like, that shows a lot about your, you know, the respect, how they respect you as an artist, you know, and what was it like working on this album? Because I felt like I knew something was coming because, you know, I watch you too. I got eyes too.
Yeah.
So you usually quiet, but then around the time Nas album came out, you start posting little pics of you and your man, It Boy, and then I see something coming. I see something coming because Sean don't post like this. So you start posting these pictures. Next thing I know, that album is coming.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Tell me about the album. What was the intentions of the album? Like what made you come back right now, and what made you put this particular album out? Because people got to understand, like, when you're in the creating process of an album, you listening to the music, and then you're like, all right, I'm going this way.
Bro, it wasn't even my choice, dog. I was just at a point in my life where it was like, I just got to be honest with myself and do that, because I got to a point, bro, where I was burnt the fuck out and I felt uninspired. I felt broken on the inside. You know what I'm saying? I was depressed. I had too much anxiety, bro. I was not inspired. I felt like I needed to grow, you know, at that point in my life. I've been rapping since I was 11 years old. So I feel like I lost my passion. I lost my hunger, and it was just all these things hit me at once. So I had to, for the first time in my life, put myself as the priority. You know, I never did that. I always was doing it for my family, putting my homies on, giving them jobs. You got to stay consistent. You got to stay high, stay on their necks. But I never took care of myself like I should have. And that's one of my biggest regrets. So what I did was I just stopped everything I was doing, bro. Every obligation I had, any deals, anything, I had to stop. I had to not be on the internet so much, and I had to figure out what is going on with me, bro. So one of the things I did was therapy. You know what I'm saying? I did therapy because I realized that I had to do better with communication, not just to others, but to myself. I had to express how I was feeling. I got my spiritual foundation a lot more secured, a lot stronger, because I felt like that had taken a toll. And, you know, through meditation, through a lot of journaling, through a lot of just expressing myself and reconnecting with myself. And what that did was it made me return back to my passion, bro. You know, because when I did these meditations, I would go back to when I was 16, when I was 19, 21. Like, why was I sleeping in the studio? Like, why was I going to the Friday Night Cypher? Why was I doing all of these things? And it was because I had the pure passion of wanting to change the world, change my environment, right? So it was like I was going back to my roots, but as a new and improved version of myself, like a little bit more upgraded. And that's why I called the album Detroit 2, because I was in a similar mindset when I made Detroit the mixtape, but now it's just different. So that's why I was addressing things that I compartmentalized, bro. Like I was talking about how I had a heart disease on Lucky Me. I was talking about losing a kid. I was talking about all of these things that I was scared to talk about and scared to be real about. But I knew that if my true purpose is to inspire, you know, and once I accepted that and came back to the music, I started being so inspired, bro. My passion was back. And you know, I realized that, okay, I'm gonna have to sacrifice some of my privacy in order to inspire people, for them to relate to it. You know what I'm saying? And for them to feel motivated and happy. So that was where my mindset was. And that's why it took so long, longer than any other album had ever taken, because I had to do a lot of personal development. And I'm still not the person, but I am working on myself, mind, body, and soul, you know, and I'm a work in progress. But I feel like sharing that, you know, people could probably relate to that, and they in the same boat, you know?
You know, if it makes you feel any better, because, you know, sometimes, you know, I never liked the guy who got caught. The cops catch him, and then he's the only one caught, and he'd be like, no, John ain't in the closet behind the stove. John, we're caught. You know how they be like, yo, we all caught. No, you caught. But
Yeah.
if it makes you feel better, when Big Pun died, my brother, my sister died, and my grandfather, and I was in a very deep depression. And I'm talking about, it'd be the sunniest day. I come outside, it look cloudy. I remember nights I would stay in the bathtub without no water running and just look up at the ceiling. And the mind is very, very strong. So you have beef in Detroit, but move to LA and get away from the beef. You can't do that because you go to LA and it's your mind playing tricks on you.
It's your
So
mind.
it's almost like a Rubik's Cube. You playing Rubik's Cube and you know you're intelligent and you can break out of this, let's call it a funk. But I had to go to therapy too. I went to therapy for 2 years straight. And thank God it went away after 2 years. And you know, I'll tell anybody, you going through problems, you depressed, go see therapy, bro. Go see therapy,
Yeah.
go get therapy, because it really, really works.
Yeah, it does, bro. And I felt like I had lost myself and just like got caught up in comparing my life to other people's lives, and getting caught up in just, you know, the idea of where I think I should be. It really, it's like, bro, and nice where I wanted to take my life. And I know you probably experienced that too, but you got to realize that we lost so many heroes and legends, you know, RIPs, all the heroes and the people we've lost close to us, and just heroes in our culture, right? That if we still here, it got to be for a reason, you know. And just remember that you're not alone in this shit at all. It's like
You know,
we here for a reason.
I come up on here every night and I tell them the real, what I think is real. I'm not trying to dictate nothing. I tell them shit, and even if some men are scared to talk like I talk, and I talk, I feel like us as artists, we're blessed with a talent, and we here to inspire. And you're absolutely right. I didn't stop you when you were saying that earlier because it's the truth. Our lives are like an open book. And the
Facts.
more and more you get, the more you get older, Sean, the more you're going to realize, yo, maybe I let this jewel go. Maybe I let this gem go because it might be a younger Big Sean out there who just needs to hear this one thing to get him over the hump. And we're not talking about just rapping. We talking about a baker, a mechanic, or whatever, a crossing guard, school teacher, whatever. They might need to hear that one thing to get them over the top. And so I think we are here to inspire, not just musically, but as people in our community, in our culture.
Yeah, facts. And I agree, dog. So that's my whole here. That's why I'm here, is to inspire. And, you know, I'm going to just keep doing my best. And the love I've been getting from Detroit, too, has been incredible. I appreciate that. And, you know, I realized that I realized, first of all, nobody likes everything, right? It's like impossible. It's people who don't like water. It's people who, you know, don't like something that they 70% made of. You feel me? So it's like one of the things I had to deal with is like, how do I deal with the criticism? Because it's like I put my heart into these things, right? It's like my heart is wide open. So I feel the love and I feel the hate too. But it's like I realized that.
Sean, let me explain something to you, Sean.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, one of the main reasons I started this show was because I had watched hip-hop documentaries and all the shit, and everything was lying. They was all lying. And I'm from the Bronx where the shit started. And I'm looking at this shit, and I'm like, yo, these guys are lying. This ain't facts. And they talk about you. They talk about anybody. I'm like, yo, this is a lie. This is, and so I say, you know what? I got to start a show where I get Snoop Dogg on there himself and asking them questions. So that 20 years from now, a kid who loves hip-hop could say, yo, that's not how it went. Snoop Dogg, Big Sean said this himself. Mike Tyson said this himself. And, you know, I got a problem with, you know, I don't know who ordained people to critique our albums. Like, who's the guy in the Rolling Stones? Who's the guy in these magazines and all this who could sit there and review your album and say what they think it is, where there's millions of people affected by this? Because Big Sean affects millions of people. Who gives them the right? Who's ordained these guys to even say what's hot and what's not? And I've always had a problem with that since day one of hip hop. Like I've always had a problem with people being able to act like, yo, bro, I was in the studio for 2 years straight, 24 hours a day. I didn't go home on Christmas to make this music, and you can listen to my shit one time and cancel me out and be like, yo, this shit whack. It's crazy.
I know, bro. That's straight facts. That ain't facts. That's facts.
But I can tell you one thing, because I watch everything too. You got a lot of love with this album. And you got a lot of support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Everybody was posting your shit. Everybody showed you love. And everything. You know what the thing is about Big Sean, which is very Nipsey Hussle-ish. Rest in peace, Nipsey.
Of course.
Nipsey was on his way up. He was on his way up. And so he had to reach what he was going to reach as an artist. He didn't get there. It was bigger for him coming, right? But as a beautiful person, people love him so much as a beautiful guy. Always smiling, always talking to you, always this. That's why when you see Nipsey passed away, the outpour of love was like unreal, because everybody was like, no, not this guy. He's the nicest guy in the world. He's the best guy in the world. Always got a smile, talks to everybody, treats them with love. And so we wouldn't let it go. We were like, nah, fuck that. Fuck that. We love Nipsey Hussle. We love Nipsey Hussle. And you have that too, Sean. I know what I'm talking about. You
Thank you.
got that. How people love you, how people champion you. And it's why? Because you're a great guy. You're a great person. You're a beautiful soul. You're a great guy. You're not out here with the dumb shit. And people love you for that.
Yeah, man. You know what, bro? It take a lot. It took a lot for me to be comfortable, to be myself, because and one of the people who I connected with was Nipsey, because I came up in a household where my mom was shopping organic, you know, making me take supplements and vitamins since I was born, and doing things holistically and natural. And a lot of times, you know, when I would share these type of things, people would look at me like I was crazy, or like I wasn't from where I was from, or just all these different things, bro. And it made me conserve myself a little more and close off. And it for a long time, bro, it just felt like, you know, I was scared to just be myself, man, because I care so much about what people thought, man. But this, like, now it's just like I'm just being honest. Like, if you don't fuck with me, you don't like me, it's like, okay, at least I know I'm walking in my purpose. And if you gonna hate on somebody who's sitting here trying to do something, and you know, trying to be their best, trying to
This
live.
reminds me of the Jay-Z line where he says, if you hate on me, it says a lot about you.
Yeah.
Because we ain't out here to bother nobody. You ain't bothering nobody. You ain't burning nobody. And let me tell you, before I get off with you, my brother, and thank you for your time. I see, speaking of Jay-Z, Beyonce, they don't vibe with too many people like they vibe with Big Sean. Like, I always see gatherings and get-togethers with Big Sean. Like, how do you get tight with Jay-Z? Because trust me, Jay-Z, he got love for Big Sean. And he don't show up everywhere. Like, I see how he fucks with you.
Well, after we did Click with me, Ye, and Jay, I feel like that was when I earned his respect. Because first of all, there was 10 other verses on that song, and they cut all the verses except mine, you know? So, and I didn't hear the other verses. I just, like I said, I did my verse straight up, and I heard, this is what I heard. I don't know, but I heard that, you know, they were like, nah, except Sean, though. Like, that verse is one of the verses that should be on here, you know? And I did the hook as well. So I think I earned his respect after that. And I remember when I was working on Dark Sky Paradise, that was the first time, you know, that I had dinner with him and B, and like was playing in my music, and they you know, they embraced me, you know, they showed love, and they saw, I guess, you know, as they say, you know, they saw my heart, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't got nothing but good intentions. I ain't got nothing but good, you know, that's just my vibe. That's just how I'm going. I feel like I know this world is you give what you get, right? So my shit is, I'm always show love and give love, because that's what I want to come back to. You sit up and tear somebody else down, you sit up and giving out bad vibes, that's going to come back to you. The whole world is like a mirror, you know? So I think that ever since then, I remember leaving dinner that night, and he was like, bro, you know, he was like, I fuck with you, bro. Like, you a real one. And I'm like, likewise, you know, real recognize real. So ever since then, you know, it's just been a great relationship, you know, another one of my mentors. So, you know, God bless Hope, and Beyonce too. Just, she always show love. Every time she see my mama, because, you know, Jay Brown managed me, so every time she see my mom, she like, you know, that makes my mom feel so good. So I appreciate it. I appreciate
Yo,
that.
anybody Beyonce say hi to different.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah.
Beyonce say hi, you like, yo, shit, Beyonce. I remember one time with Khaled, he can't even look at Beyonce. And he went on 2 tours with her. He like, you know, and it's Beyonce, you know, I'm like, yo, Khaled, you crazy, bro. He's like, no, that's Beyonce. No, Beyonce different.
She cool, bro. He cool. They show love to my family, you know, and like, it's just, we had great times with her, man. It's cool to see. And Beyonce is never, you know, she show respect, and like, she respect artistry. Like, I remember one of the last times I saw her was with Janae, and she was giving Janae so much props and respect as well. You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's cool that Beyonce's still on that level of, like, you know, because when you could be so high up, you think people don't even listen to you or hear you out, but they really are, and they really there to, you know, to
now,
get.
we love music. You know, we love music, and we love great music. And
Yeah.
shout out to Janae. I ain't want to, you know, my daughter made me promise not to ask you about wifey and you know, my daughter 14 is women empowerment. She said,
Yeah.
no, you're not gonna ask him because you're gonna say the name wrong anyway. So
Yeah.
shout out to her, man. I met her a couple of times. She's a beautiful person.
For
Let me
sure.
get the last question off you. I really want to ask you 2 more questions, and but they just fun light questions. I'll give you the first one. Your top 5, and it doesn't have to be by position. Your top 5 Detroit Pistons of all time.
Woo. The 04 Pistons, Bad Boy, obviously
Yeah, but you
Bad
mean,
Boy.
I mean the guys that you. I want names.
Oh, okay. Zeke, Isaiah,
100%. Yeah, I knew
Isaiah,
that.
Zeke.
I knew that on rip.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman, for sure.
Woo.
Grant Hill.
Ooh.
This ain't even in no order. Rasheed Wallace.
That's right. That's right. He
Steve
was
K.
on here last week on his birthday.
Yeah,
He was just
and you
on
know
the
the
show.
shoes, them Rasheed Wallace Nikes is.
You know, I took him off his feet. Like, I was in Philly with him and he had him on the Pat leather joints, and I was like, yo, I forced him. We went to like a Foot Locker or something. I said, yo, Sheed, you gotta give me your sneakers. He was like, yo, you can't fit them. Size 15. I was like, yo, bro, I collect sneakers. I went in the store and bought him a size 15, whatever they had. And to this day, I still got my patent leather sheets.
Ooh, I got mine too. And
you got one more.
Yeah, and Chauncey.
There you go.
For sure. And I could go on because it's like, you know, the team's so crazy, but they're my top 5. Like, if I just had to name them all.
I think that would be my top 5 Detroit Pistons of all time too. Maybe, and I don't want to start no shit, but maybe I wouldn't have said Dennis Rodman and I would have said Ben Wallace. Just that, Joe, because you know Ben Cop Diesel, you know, but just
he was unstoppable. He was unstoppable.
Man, you got Rip too. That was Rip City.
I know, but that you said 5 though. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, because you got some amazing Detroit Pistons. I'm thinking like, oh my God, Rip.
Nah, Rip. Yeah, Rip. Come on.
You got
bro.
Rip. You got
Ben Wallace.
You got a problem.
Yeah.
The last question. Top 5 favorite rappers of all time, dead or alive.
Biggie, Eminem, Kanye, Wayne, and 5. I mean, I got so many more. Jay, wait.
5.
Yeah. So those 5.
Biggie,
Eminem,
Kanye,
Weezy, Kanye, Hov. But I mean, I could go 10 easily. You know, I could go Rakim, I could go Nas, I could go Pac, I could go, ain't in no order neither. I could go Snoop, I could go I mean, so many, bro. I could go like I gotta put Outkast as 1, really. You know what I mean? I could go like, there's so many ways to go. You know what I mean? It's just like, and then more and more. You know, the reason I call myself big is because of Big Pun, Biggie Smalls, Big L, you know what I mean? So it's like,
I know about the bigs. I know the big L's, the big puns. You know, they both my members. They both members of my group with me, digging in the crates, Terror Squad.
And you being one of the most inspiring MCs to me and one of my favorites because of not just the impact you've had, but the longevity too. You know what I'm saying? You defied the odds, and I think that's a true testament of your character. And I know that's why Eminem is such a big fan of you too, because I talked to Eminem and he said that you were one of his favorites. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I feel like
that's nuts to me, bro. That's that's nuts. That's nuts. You know, M called me last week. I don't want to keep throwing his name around, But
Yeah.
the man was trying to talk me out of retirement last week. And I'm like, yo, this is all I ever wanted my whole life, for one of the rap guards like Eminem to call me and tell me, Joe, you nice. You need to get back in there. I couldn't
You
believe it.
beyond nice. You beyond nice, bro. You know that. Like
Nah,
you
thank you,
want it.
Sean, man.
You one of them greats, bro. And that's obviously coming from him. I mean, more coming from him than it do from me. But
Sheesh.
one of the things, and that's why it was an honor to do that song with you too. Like,
Oh, yeah, the mama for our moms.
yeah,
We did that for Mother's Day. And you went
yes,
bananas on that thing right there. Shout out to Dre. Cool
yeah,
and Dre, you went crazy on that song.
yeah.
Yo, Sean, man, God bless you. You always family. Whenever you want to come back, and we'll just chop it behind the scenes. One thing. No, we good enough. But, you know, Khaled told me he picked your first single ever.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He told me to ask you that. He told me, he said, how did that happen, Sean?
He didn't pick it. I mean, so what happened was, after I did Finally Famous Volume 3, I was in the studio with No ID in LA, and No ID sampled Can You Stand the Rain by New Edition. And I remember Don C was in the studio, and Don C was like, this right here. This that one right here, you know. And I just remember being excited. And it was a new type of record for me. Like I was approaching it. I was on my mixtape shit, so I'm just like going in long ass verses, and this was like a different vibe. Got back to Detroit, took the song with me, vibed out on it a little bit, came back. Chris Brown came to one of my shows I had in New York, met with Chris Brown, played him the song. Chris Brown loved it and got on it. And this was at a time where Chris Brown was on his way back up. This was when he had Deuces. So Chris Brown did the song and then called his label and was like, yo, you got to clear this Big Sean record. Nobody knew who I was hardly, especially at record labels. They was like, who? And he's like, you got to clear this Big Sean song, you know, because I believe in it. So I appreciate Chris Brown for showing me that love from early on, right? So I'm in the studio with Ye, and it was Ye and Hov, but I think Hov had left, and Ye, I played him my last, and he was like, man, it's just like, it ain't, he was like, it's kind of like, sounds like a different vibe, like a radio vibe. You on your mixtape shit, like, right? But Khaled came through that day too, and Khaled was like, nah, this one. You know, Khaled, he like, nah, Big Sean is star, this one.
Khaled know the hits.
Yeah, he was like, this a hit. This a hit. You know, Khaled. So, you know, Kanye ended up obviously rocking with it in the end, but, you know, it was just like a thing where I feel like Khaled really solidified it. Like, no, Sean got to come out.
Sometimes you need to co-sign. You know,
yeah.
I remember one time I was in the studio and with Kelly Rowland, and Kelly Rowland was Usher too. Usher, Kelly Rowland, they was in the studio with Rico Love, and he was writing shit for them, and they was like trying to sleep. And I was like, yo, Usher, you better do this song. And I told Kelly Rowland the same thing. I was like, yo, Kelly, like, you know, because she had got into like the EDM.
Yeah.
And that really was winning for her. That was winning for her. But I was like, yo, you know, the streets love you, Kelly. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then she picked both of them joints, and both of them, her shit went #1, Usher's shit went #1. So I know what it's like to feel like Cali. He's in the studio. He's like, yo, y'all better go with this. Yo, Sean, thank you so much for your time, man. God bless you, man.
Hey, man, thank you, bro, for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for posting it, bro, and showing that love, man. That mean a lot.
Always.
So look, hold up. Thank you for people for running up Detroit too like that. I got some more visuals. I take a lot of pride in my visuals. We working on visuals for that body language with me, Janae, and Ty, and for the one with me and Post. Hopefully we could do a Friday Night Cypher video as well. But like I said, just anybody, you know, anybody listening, dog, I appreciate you. I made it for you in mind, you know, so keep running it up, keep supporting, keep showing love, and I got more on the way. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna take no long break like I did. Like, I'm gonna keep going.
We love you, Big Sean, man. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. Shout out to Tina, Def Jam, everybody making this happen. God bless you, Sean. You don't know who I know.